Well, I don't know how we do this. Do we do like a intro?
My gosh, I don't know.
Okay, so like long story short, Azaria and myself have added podcasting to the For Pookie channel. And
Yeah.
once a month, we will come together, talk about things of life and writing. And this is our first one.
So, like we can talk about life first, right? How are things going in the new place?
You see my walls?
Yeah, they look great.
That sage bitch. So, okay, speaking of life, we moved in, haven't unpacked properly because when we packed, we just threw everything in boxes. We were like, we just want to get the fuck out of here. So after this, literally, I'm gonna start um moving stuff, and then I'm going to like put a pile in somewhere and put a sticky note on it and be like, Nick, for him to do that stuff. And then I'm going to move on to my office because that's where I want to be. Right now, I'm in our breakfast nook. So, yeah.
Very cute.
So that's where I'm at right now. I need to, and we have a party on Sunday for Joey's first birthday. So, yeah, we got to make this place look like we don't, I don't know, it hasn't exploded.
Oh, well, I mean, you just got there. I still am not unpacked all the way. Oops.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think you guys are doing fine.
So,
But wow, that's so exciting. And you're having a party for your dog. That's interesting. I
I
feel
have a party for my dogs every year.
I feel like I should have assumed that about you.
I'm pretty sure I invited you once before you moved.
You might have. It's been a
Yeah.
while. Oh my gosh, you might have. I'm not sure.
Like,
And then didn't you just have like an event in Cincinnati, or was that a while ago?
no, I had an event in Cincinnati. It's a while ago, depending on when we post this. But I had an event in Cincinnati and I'm in Indianapolis. So it's a 2 hour drive. We're Reds fans, all of the above. You don't have to twist my arm to come to Cincinnati. And I got to meet three other authors. It was like their Black author event. And it was me and three other authors. And they were just so cool. I learned so much from each and every one of them. And specifically for me, like I said, we have just been nonstop, da da da. I was like, I do not want to come to this event. Like, I ain't got the time, the worry, da da. And but when I got there, obviously I'm surrounded by creatives of all different types. And it was like literally the best 3 hours ever. And can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
And I even got to do a panel, which I was terrified about because I'm like, who would come? I thought it would just be Nick. But people were there, and I talked about my book, and I talked about I just read this book, the podcast, and then I talked about for Pookie, and people actually had questions, which was impressive. And then the mayor came. He was kind of hot. And yeah, it was just a really good day. Like usually I'm freaking exhausted after those days because, in my unpopular opinion, these events are like an outer body experience, you know? Like it's imposter syndrome to the max. Um, and I was tired, but I wasn't tired from the day. I was just tired because, um, worked all week and then had to pack up and go to Cincinnati, but all good in the hood.
I mean, those are like, I think those are the events that I remember the best, like events that I didn't want to go to for whatever reason, or I was maybe apprehensive about. And then I push through and go anyway, and then something good comes out of it.
Hmm.
I wish all events could be like that. That's not the case.
Yeah, I think I really couldn't tell you what the difference was because I've been to some events, probably because we bought. Um,
That helps.
yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, I have millions of events this year, so we will come back and I will let you know how I feel and how it was different or the same.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know that you had so many. Exciting, exciting.
Yes, you did. I did a video.
Okay, sorry. I didn't remember that you had so many.
What about you?
Things are going, they're going.
I always.
The semester is just getting rolling. So since I'm still in school, uh it's like it's not very stressful yet, but like I know it's coming. So I'm trying to prepare for that. Um, I just last week just filled out all of like the final information for my short story that's going to be in the Georgia Review.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the one they pay a decent amount of money,
Yes.
considering. I know, good, good.
Oh, I got paid from the library and I was like, hell yeah. But it's literally going to go to my HOA. So whatever.
Well, I mean, like the Georgia Review money is going to go some to taxes, some to bills. So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, I was really impressed by like how much they do pay writers.
Hmm.
So I'm happy that that will be coming out soon. I don't remember when that issue comes out, but it's the spring issue. And the winter issue is already out, so it should be out soon. Um, my chapbook's getting published in April now. That's totally fine. And I'm, revising my novel. It's very boring over here. Things are just going.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I have been watching the news a lot. I'm watching it less. I'm trying
Hmm.
to watch it less and trying to be proactive instead of doom scrolling.
Hmm.
Um,
And like with me, so sometimes I'm like, okay, the news, God help us all. And then like you'll see, I'm on TikTok, so you'll see celebrities talking about the issue. And I'm like, thank you. But
mhm.
you are not like you will be okay, you know?
Yeah, like the
Like,
issue, talking about the issue.
yeah.
Um,
What the celebrity should do. Did I tell you? So I watched One of Them Days by Issa Rae.
mhm.
I think she produced it, whatever. And Kiki Palmer and SZA, and it was like one of them days where they ain't got no money, da da. And I'm like, that's every day. And then I was like, okay, Issa, well, where's the foundation where you're going to give $5,000 to 20 families and $10,000 to 20 childless women? Because
Yeah, that's like, but that's the thing. I've seen that like you're not unique in that thought because I've seen sort of ideas like that come up recently, like the sort of paradoxical nature or like of anti-capitalist art that
hmm.
like is really big like that. So like that movie, Sorry to Bother You, that movie with like Lakeith Stanfield.
Hmm.
Um, there these artistic movies about how broke we all are and how
Right.
like, but I bet that SZA and Kiki Palmer took home really big paychecks for that.
Hmm.
And I think that they deserve to be paid, but it's
Of
just
course.
like, it's just very strange
Yeah.
that you can have like this huge box office success of a movie talking about how broke we all are
Hmm.
while we're all still broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So, and like I think about that often. Like if I were to suddenly have millions and millions of dollars, like I don't need millions of dollars. Like there's no way I would be able to spend millions and millions of dollars within my lifetime. So I would like if I were to get the opportunity, I am so excited to give back. Like,
I
but
know, right?
like personally, um I don't like, I'll probably give to a foundation of sorts, but I literally just want to be like, hey, y'all, Taylor J. Bridgeforth here, got some extra cash. Like, and
Who named it? Who
I
else?
know, and I've always said, like, I don't want to be a parent, but I would love to be a sponsor. Like,
Mm.
I would love to have like a teenager that's like, that I give $500 a month to or something. Not now, not now,
I said extra 500 a month.
but in life.
Yeah.
If I could, I would love to do that. So it's fine. And I know Issa Rae does stuff for people in the arts
Hmm.
who like apply or whatever, but
She has like a coffee shop too, which I think is interesting.
I think we should go visit it. But I'm like, just call me girl. I said to Nick, I was like, on site, when I see a celebrity, I am asking them for $5,000.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's hilarious.
One of them, I'm hoping, will give it to me eventually. Like that is literally a drop in the bucket. Don't come at me.
I mean, you never know.
You never know.
Happen. Stranger things happen.
So we shall see. I will keep us updated. But we are here to discuss one of the greatest months of the year, i.e., Black History Month. And Donald Trump can pry this month and next month out of my cold, dead fingers if he so pleases, because you can't stop me, baby.
Are you like a part of the like TikTok thing? Like
What
all of the classes? I
the
don't use
classes?
TikTok. Yeah.
What classes on TikTok?
Oh, there's like a whole sort of, I don't remember what it's called, but it's essentially like a TikTok university where there are a bunch of like Black scholars and Black people doing classes about Black culture on TikTok
Cool.
for the month of February. I'm surprised you haven't heard of that.
No, I haven't, unfortunately. I'll try to find it though.
So long.
But obviously, since we were little children, Black History Month has been part of my, at least, growing up, my education. Every month we had to choose someone, do a report, da da da. And I loved getting to know about the other people that my classmates would promote, but my two, literally all year, every year, my two people that I would always gravitate to were one, Langston Hughes, and two, Maya Angelou. And I just feel like that speaks volumes of who I am as a person, as a writer. They were both writers. And I was just like, these are my people. And yeah, but like Langston Hughes kind of fell off and it was all Maya Angelou all day, every day.
Why did you like? I think that's great that you like Langston Hughes and Maya Angelou, but like, why?
Well, one, because they're writers, and two, this may sound weird, but I think that Maya Angelou and my mom's mom, my grandmommy, look alike. So I feel like that was always a connection as well. And Maya Angelou wrote a lot of poems that just had to do with women and strong women and the highs and lows that women go through. And I don't know why I was so attached to that at third grade. But Phenomenal Woman, I know that I had to, not I had to, but I would memorize it and always present it, like I said, every year because that's my girl. And like that poem specifically, like, damn, like if you can read that entire poem and not like get tingles or um 5 seconds of power, then you're dead. I actually have it somewhere. Oh, here. Y'all want a speech. Let's get it. I meant to have this. Phenomenal woman, she say. I don't want that one. Literally, this was my favorite part. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, and the grace of my style. I am a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
You read it just like just like Alfred Woodard of Beauty Shop.
Oh, that's my movie. I love that movie.
I know, because she read the poem just like that in that movie.
But like it was mainly from that stanza specifically. I love the part where it talks about your smile because I've always been told I have a pretty smile. So I'm just like,
You do have a pretty smile.
thanks. So I just feel like, yeah, I'm a walk and talk and smile, and you will see me, bitches. That was aggressive.
Um, okay, interesting. I also really like Maya Angelou and Langston Hughes. Of course, I feel like it's like you have to.
Mm-hmm. I feel like those are the two main people that the schoolyard forces upon us.
I don't when I was in school or like, because we went to school in way different places. I went to school in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we didn't get a lot of Maya Angelou, but we got tons of Langston Hughes. Not his
Interesting.
fiction, but just his poems.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly like, I Too Sing America, like
Mm-hmm.
I am the DACA brother. Like
Mm-hmm.
um but I think the best Langston Hughes poems are the more musical ones. Like he wrote a lot of poems about like the blues, and about jazz, about clubs. Um, so yeah, like I have that like his full works in my office and they're really, really good. Um, you didn't ask, but the writer that has affected me the most, um,
I don't think anyone has seen 20 of our videos and they're like, what would Azaria say?
they might, I don't know. Do I say Toni Morrison in every video? I might. Um, it's Toni Morrison, but like it's and Sula specifically, which is sitting right here. I didn't even plan for this.
Mm-hmm.
She's here. She's always here with me. Um, and it's specifically, I think the writing is beautiful. I really like going back and reading the very first couple of paragraphs where she's like laying out the history of Medallion and the bottom, and its significance. I think that's really great. But what I really, really, really like is the relationship between Sula and her best friend Nell in the book and how complicated it is. Um, and and I feel like that's what I like most about it. That's what makes it really realistic to me. Um, and I read this book in high school and I had a best friend at the time. I'm no longer friends with that woman, even though I wish I was. But we had like a Sula moment. She didn't like sleep with my man or anything, but she did something that we could not come back from.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like it was like such a formative time in my life. I just graduated college. I
Mm-hmm.
watched my video, wasn't
Yeah.
on the job front.
Oh, that was really, I called you. I was like, this is so heartbreaking.
It was dramatic. I didn't even mention the video. As soon as I got out of college, I was making $9 an hour at a
Mm.
call center. And then I went from the call center to the retirement home to make 1050.
Oh, I worked at a retirement home too, straight out of college, and that was triggering for me.
Like it was so like rough,
Mm-hmm.
especially because all of the other people that I knew that stayed local either were getting their masters or they had gotten a job in
Mm-hmm.
the they were in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so it really, really sucked. And this girl that had been my friend since literally like the eighth grade, um, like betrayed me in this crazy way. And every time I look back at Sula, I'm like it was like foreshadowing or something.
Oh.
Because we could not come back from that. But at the same time, just like Nell still loved Sula, I still loved this girl. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was my absolute best friend. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it took like a long time. It took like years afterward. for me to really befriend someone else.
Oh,
Like it was like I didn't haven't cried over a man that much. Like I was broken after the
yeah.
end of that friendship, and she just did not give a shit. She did
Mm-hmm.
not. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, just like how complex the relationship is on the page, it just it's wonderful. It's perfect. And I know that I'm not alone in thinking that Toni Morrison is like
Mm-hmm.
the best writer that has ever lived. But I don't
Taylor
know.
Darks, one of the authors that I met in Cincinnati, I asked her, she said it's Toni Morrison, and I was like, okay, Azaria.
As it should be, as it should be. And you know what else I found out about her in my publishing class? When she was an editor at Random House, she would personally reply to every manuscript she got, even if it was a rejection. And so sometimes she would reject it, like not because the writing wasn't good, but because it wasn't for her. And she
Mm-hmm.
would be like, but I want you to send it to this editor and this agent and tell them I sent you. And if you need a letter from me, I'll write you a letter.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like very clear that she wanted writers to win, and like she wanted them to have their work put out the way that they felt that it should be put out, with an
Mm-hmm.
editor that felt like the work was good enough not to make instrumental changes.
Yeah.
um and I don't know, she was just very generous.
Damn, I like that a lot because you don't see nobody doing it now.
That's true, that's true.
Mm.
unless it's like in a within a community that's already really insular, which we can talk about another time. But
Mhm.
yeah, like no one's really like reaching down and like
Mhm.
pulling up new writers, I feel like. um and that really sucks. But yeah, Toni Morrison, that's my girl, man. My girl.
So I think I answered all of my questions. You said your favorite work is Sula. Um I don't know if it's my favorite, but I know that the Toni Morrison book that stays with me is The Bluest Eye because that was
Drama.
I can't unsee it ever. So
Yeah.
that was for me.
And like I think the thing about her too is that I want to say, maybe not in all of them, but maybe a good half of them, there's something that happens in there that is so traumatic but real. So
Mhm.
like, about have you read Beloved?
I don't think so.
Beloved is absolutely wonderful. It's a great book. It's a magical realism book, actually. But the sort of inciting incident that really sets the story off that you don't learn about until later is that the main character, she was enslaved. She escaped from slavery with her 4 children to Ohio. And then when she gets caught in Ohio, she like word comes that they're coming for her. She decides that she's going to kill her children and then herself, so that
Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
right, so that they
I
don't
haven't
have
read
to.
it, but I know of that one, yeah.
Right. And then she only successfully kills one of them.
Hmm.
Um, and that's the one that comes back to haunt her. But then she becomes like this shunned woman
Hmm. Is
for
that a movie?
to free her children. It became one, yeah, with Oprah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a pretty good movie too. It's pretty good from what I
I'm
remember.
having Nick watch Black movies this month.
Oh my
Maybe I should add that to the list.
God. What are you watching? Are you watching The Color Purple?
Yes, it's on the
Oh,
list. But so far, girl, with the world, I'm like, I want to get into the nitty-gritty, but I'm like, I can't do it right
it's
now. So first we watched The Nutty Professor, and then we watched The Black Cinderella. I've gotten so far. I'm like, I got to laugh, people.
the Nutty Professors. That's just an interesting one to start with, the Nutty Professor, and then work your way up to The Color Purple.
We're just gonna have to do that one in like the middle of the week. 'Cause
Yeah,
I couldn't
that
do it on a Sunday night. We could.
yeah, that one is. I do love The Color Purple. It's so good, so well made.
Mhm,
But yeah, it is a traumatic watch. What
mhm.
about the musical, The Color Purple musical?
The new one?
Yeah.
I would rather just start at the beginning. No shade.
No, I haven't seen it. I just brought it up because I feel like it's probably lighter, like the tone is lighter, but I don't know. I will watch it. I'll probably pirate it. I'll probably watch it illegal. Um, sorry.
T-Way.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm assuming from what you have said about Toni Morrison and how they inspire you and how we are not about gatekeeping, and neither was Toni Morrison. So is that how maybe subconsciously that's how she inspires you by like wanting to help other writers?
Yeah, I would say that. But also just the fact that Toni Morrison was always really kind of, I feel like a lot of writers were, but she was just really upfront about the fact that for most of her life, she had to like find the time to write. I feel like still for some reason, there's like this idea that writers are just like nepotism babies, like sitting on this like bundle of cash, and we just get up
Mm.
and write all day, and that's all we do. And when, you know, if I am a writer, that's like what I do after the job that pays the bills is over with. And so like Toni
If
Morrison,
you can, mentally,
right?
emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
so Toni Morrison was like a single mother of two kids, and she worked all day. And so she would get up real early
Mm.
in her like yellow legal pad with a Ticonderoga #2 pencil. She would get down to business and
Hmm.
she could before her kids got up in the morning. So I think it's that, but I also like the fact that she's willing to help other writers, but also the fact that she had the work ethic.
Hmm.
She was willing to champion Black literature at Random House. And that throughout all of that, like she still seems so warm,
Hmm.
welcoming.
Hmm.
Her like Hulu documentary, she just
Hmm.
like my aunt. Like
Yes, literally my favorite Black authors give auntie vibes. Like,
yeah,
ugh, I love it.
yeah. She feels just like so approachable. And I feel the same way about Alice Walker, speaking of the color purple.
Mm,
Um, I love Alice Walker. I read like last year, late last year. Oh, it's right here. I read a book by her called By the Light of My Father's Smile. It was incredible. But I feel the same about her, that like she still has this very like sort of approachable warmth to her, championing Black literature, specifically Black literature for like queer women. Um, yeah.
no, I'm about to make a list of aunties. So I literally told Tracy Livesay, who I told you about, she just gave me auntie vibes. She was just so warm and she's very, very, very transparent with the traditional publishing and writing. And I just, that's my goal. That's my goal. And there's some events that I'm going to later this year where my other quote unquote, no, my other quote unquote aunties will be, but they don't know they're my aunties. So I have to see if they're real aunties, you know? So I'm so excited. Um, yes, indeed. We want, in my unpopular opinion, there's a seat for everyone, especially since there's so many different readers who want so many different things. So it's hard being positive, but also living in the reality. But I am also delusional. So,
No, but that's an approach. That's a methodology. It's called like radical positivity or something like that.
mhm.
And yeah, no. So like we need positivity when
Mhm.
things are so bad.
So if obviously there's not a chance that you could talk to Toni Morrison unless, you know, whatever you do, voodoo, witchcraft. But if there was, what would you say to Miss Toni Morrison?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I would bother her. Honestly, I don't know that I would, unless it was literally about like unless I could make a request, like unless I could be like, please read my short story or something
Yes,
like,
in this scenario, you two are scheduled to meet.
oh, so I have like a chunk of her time.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably ask her not to read my short story, but I would probably tell her all about my novel,
Hmm.
all the things that I want for it.
Hmm.
And I would ask her advice on writing it. Besides the whole ass to chair thing, like you need a product, all that. I know that, and I have one. I
Yeah.
have, but for me, it would be about taking it from where if I'm thinking about it in terms of what she would do, taking it from that like yellow legal pad to
Hmm.
like the finished like
Hmm.
that she was happy that got published. Yeah, I would ask about that.
So what was I gonna say? Oh, sometime soon I'm gonna mimic very loosely Maya Angelou's writing style because homegirl gets up at 6:30 in the morning and I'm like, wow,
Really?
why? I like and Toni Morrison as well. These people who get up before work ain't me.
How long are you gonna do it for?
The
Just
allowed one day.
oh.
Absolutely not. Stop it.
I was just, I would okay because I was just gonna say that we could both do it. Like if you were doing it for the channel or whatever, like you could do it and then I could do it and see like compare our results or whatever.
No, yeah, I'm doing it for the channel. But I ain't doing it all day, every day. Girl, I'm not gonna tell you. You can look it up yourself and then see how I do it and then you do it. But yeah, the people who wake up before work are the greatest of all time because I could never. Um, and yes, you hear that a lot about before work, which is what I knew I couldn't do that, which is why I always had an office job where I would sit at a computer all day every day and be able to like write in between like office projects, which I mean, I did it.
Yeah.
But you know.
I did the same thing and I do the same thing when I work
Mhm.
part-time at the hotel. Like
Mhm.
if I'm not helping a guest, if I'm not reading for
Mhm.
homework, because I do that at work too, um,
Mhm.
then I'm writing, getting my writing in. You gotta get it in when you can.
Yes, it's well, since I'm not in the corporate world anymore, it's easier. Like I said, I'm like blocking out 4 hours on whatever day I can to work on Peaches, and that really helps. So now I have that sort of thing, but I'm working part-time at a bookstore and a restaurant, and no, I can't write in those times.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Yeah, I am on my feet. But oh my gosh, so fun. What would I say to Maya Angelou? Well, as we both know, I will say, Doctor. Hello, Dr. Maya Angelou.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming. Because I ain't about to be read like that one girl that you probably still crying. I would
Gotta
be.
watch yourself. You gotta watch yourself.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I would just shoot the shit with her. I love talking to authors and writers. Um, just like how we talk to each other, you know?
Mhm.
And I feel like when I'm in that space, like I just met those three strangers and we just talking like we known each other all day, every day. And I like being able to talk to writers and authors like that because I don't know, it just brings down the mm, what's the word? Doesn't make it as serious and everyone's trying to help everyone else and you get different perspectives and I just love it all. It's like a barbecue, a writer's barbecue.
Sure.
I love that. But do you want to talk about your goals for last month and see if you met them?
Oh, sure.
Let me get my handy dandy notebook.
Mhm.
Did I make goals? Did anyone write down my goals? No one writes down my goals.
You always track the goals.
I think Okay, I'll talk about my goals. Okay. Did you read 4 books?
Yes.
What books did you read?
Oh my gosh, the list is in my room. I read The Rabbit Hutch. I read the original Black Elite. I read Temporary People, and oh my gosh, I read one more. Oh, The Dark Fantastic. 4 books. Yeah.
Did you like them all?
Um,
I know The Rabbit Hutch is a reread.
Rabbit Hutch is a reread. Yeah, I did like them all.
Good. Love
Thank you.
that. Did you add 100 more agents?
Oh, I wanted to get to 100 agents. I didn't want 100 more. But no, I think I got to 95. Um, and then I'll be so honest with you, it was starting to piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Something about the way that they like write their manuscript wish lists, I don't like it, and I don't know why. I think it's all the comp text. Um, yeah, like my me and my friend Quentin, we were talking about it, and like I don't know, when they're like, I'm really looking for Malcolm in the Middle, but as a sci-fi true crime. Like they'll say stuff like that. And I don't know why, but I really don't like it.
That's interesting. And also that's very specific. Like,
That's what it'll be like. Like, obviously, I just made that up, but it's like always something like that. I think I saw one. It was like, I'm looking for living single. And, I was like, oh, because I love living single. But it was like, I'm looking for living single, but as like I think it was like a Clue style mystery, like Clue the board game.
mhm.
I was like, who would just have that? Who would just have,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, and I don't know. That just makes me mad for some reason. But I got really close.
No, I get it. That's good. Did you volunteer?
Not yet. So, so I haven't got my work schedule for my part-time job. But what I did do is join the Democratic Socialist Party here.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm going to start going to those meetings at the end of the month.
Cool. I love that. So my January goal was to, in my manuscript for my mystery duology, book 1, was to fix the punctuation. And then anytime I'm writing and can't think of a word or can't think of a scene, I just put blank. And I was supposed to go back and like obviously put words into those blanks. Nope, didn't do it. But I did the punctuation, yes, but I didn't do my yes. And yeah, so from now on this month, because it doesn't look like I have a goal for February, but for February, I am going to be editing 5 or doing my blanks 5 chapters a day. And I think I have like 40 something chapters. So I don't know how that will work. But right now I'm just working on 5 chapters a day. And then we'll move on from there. I'm working on making blanks unblank
Yeah.
5 chapters a day,
Okay.
which is what I'm going to do after this, my next 5 chapters.
Okay.
So that's my February goal. Do you have a February goal?
Sure.
Let me get my pen.
I'm still reading a book a week, but I don't want to make that a goal because of all the reading I have to do for class. I might have to slow down on the other books.
I lost my pen. Oh, I found it. Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
So I for sure want to finish my current round of revisions on my novel. I don't know what number this round is, but it's
Girl, yeah.
what I'm on.
Mhm.
um, and then my next goal, oh, this is so hard. This is hard for me. I want, okay, I want
What's
to,
happening?
I want to submit um, an application, at least one fellowship application. That's what I'll say.
Hey, that
I'm
wasn't a big
sorry. I'm
deal.
sorry. There's a lot happening in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Yep, just those two.
Love it.
Shortest month. Self-love this month for Black History Month.
Yeah. All right. I love that. Sounds like a plan. Obviously we will be in touch, but listeners, if you want to add your goal in the comments, please do. And next month, maybe we'll check in and see. Every time I get to like this part of YouTubing, I feel like a total
It
fake.
feels silly, right?
Yeah.
It feels super silly. I hate it
Like
as
and subscribe.
I, I try to like I try to like write a last line, like something that feels profound enough to end on, but like not like I'm kissing my own ass. Um and it's very difficult because yeah, I don't want to be like like
You
subscribe.
can't even say like and subscribe. You have to like and subscribe.
Yeah. It's I don't know. And I think it adds insult to injury when you're like a super small channel because then you're like, wow, you're really not fucking listening when I tell you to like and subscribe at the end.
I got 2 subscribers at my panel.
Oh, yay.
Or we got 2 subscribers at what at my panel.
Good for us. Hopefully, they don't unsubscribe. Hopefully they stay.
People did, and I was like,
This is the same too.
we are too small for me not to notice that.
Right, yeah, like I see it all the
Mm.
time.
Okay. Well, happy Black History Month.